warnings out for you, like the weather station, and I think that's even good now. And that did make me more aware. I did start paying more attention to actually listen to the news and the weather. Before I was like, oh, that's the news on another channel. But then I started being more conscious of making sure that I do pay attention to the news, not just for major events, but mainly for warnings, especially when it comes to the weather part. So I think that if everyone would learn even the simple things, like if that elderly man that was in the porch, if he had understood, even though he didn't know it was a tornado, I'm sure, but just the fact that it was heavy winds, he should not have been outside. And so I think that when we make each other aware of that, and I like the idea of even neighborhoods getting together and say, you know what, let's form a neighborhood group watch so that when increment weather comes and it's going to be severe weather like tornadoes or, snow it can be bad too, but especially things like tornadoes, we'll be prepared and know what to do. Because a lot of people do not understand you shouldn't be near windows. And then, of course, now we got cell phones. Cell phones were like, we didn't have cell phones, so they were saying it's not good to even be on the phone or be about anything electrical. And, and make sure if you have a gas stove that the pilot, doesn't, go out where just gas is leaking and things like that. So that has made me be more aware of my surroundings as far as what the weather is going to be like, so that I can be prepared, and so that regardless of where I am, I know what to do. Like even in the car, they were saying, if you're driving, the best thing to do is to get out of the vehicle and try to find a covering somewhere. And of course, the last thing you want to do, believe it or not, is be under a tree, and that's most of where people want to run to. So. And that way, I do know that it impacted me. And, of course, it's always been with me. I can even close my eyes right now and see my home room was caved in, and then all our lockers. And so I was thinking, oh, my Father, what if we had been in class? What if it had been during school hours when the tornado hit? A lot of us may not have been, alive to this day had it happened that way. So it does make you aware, and it makes you want to be more conscientious about what you need to do when, again, you have inclement weather warnings and things like that.
Thank you so much. And is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, this is for you. You said this is for a class. What class is this? Is it science or social studies or history or what?
Social studies.
Social studies,
social studies and history.
Oh, social studies and history.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, and of course, a lot of people don't remember that because that happened, 40-something years ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a long, long, long time. So, I don't know. I didn't even know I meant to ask you if you went on the internet to see if the internet had anything about the May 11, 1970 tornado. They may not have since, but I don't know. But, because now websites, they can find ways to get all sorts of data and information for us to view. But I don't know if that particularly was on the website. But I know it did impact Lubbock. Oh, the other thing that I like is that a lot of people band together and did food drives, and they would drive around with various people that they know had lost everything, and provide them with food, non-perishable food items and things like that. So I think all of that is good. Oh, and that's something else that everyone should be aware of is having adequate supplies should something like that happen, like a first aid kit and enough blankets if you need to be in a covered area for a period of time, those types of things. So I think that is good, and I think it is good if not just individual families, but the community as a whole get together and band together and make sure everyone's accounted for before the storm hits and after it hit as well. So that impressed me the most with all that happened because, and it tends to be that America or even humans in general, they tend to band together when a major disaster strikes an area, strikes a city or, or area, location, or whatever. And so that's always good to know that you have others in the world, even though they may not all profess to be born-again Christians, but that they care enough about each other and about human life that they would, be willing to give a helping hand.